Hey, we've got a hot new report out of Canada. This guy thought he saw an oversized dog swimming by his boat, but when he got within 10 feet of the creature, he realized he was looking at a man-sized monster, unlike anything which he had ever seen before. Did I just make this story up? Nope. I read the report online from the guy who just claimed this happened to him. Meet me on the other side of our opening credits, and I'll give you the details. Possible aquatic dogman, seen twice in northern Ontario. Hey, this story was not sent in by one of you guys, as usual, but was actually passed on to me by my roommate Marie. So shout out to Marie and thanks. She likes to read Reddit, and under cryptozoology, she saw this note that someone left, which I will attempt to read aloud to you, although it's not really in complete sentences. If you'd like to read it yourself in case you think I might be misinterpreting the writer's intended message, the link to the Reddit post is in the description. Before I read you the note, I want to figure out where this happened. At the end of his note he says, in response to someone in the comments asking the same question, "Sorry, it's a lake that attaches to Georgian Bay near Port Severn, and then eventually attaches to the Trent-Severn waterway." Okay, looking at Google Maps, this here is Port Severn, and Trent-Severn waterway I guess is over here. I don't know where Georgian Bay is, but there's a street over here on the left named after it, so it must be nearby. Now I don't really notice any lakes, but I guess we can assume it must have happened somewhere in this general region. If we pull back, we can see that we're in southern Canada, about as far north as northern Michigan or Vermont. It's also not far from Montreal. And as many of you would already know, there is a long history of dogman among the French Canadians, just as there is among the French-speaking people down around Louisiana. Well, to be more precise, I should say there's a history of werewolves or loup-garou, as the general belief is that these creatures are human wizards, changing their form in the night through supernatural means. I don't think it's considered an illness like lycanthropy. It's something that these people are alleged to strive to become. Of course, I can't recall offhand any legends about the dogmen or werewolves swimming in the icy cold waters of Ontario, as this one is alleged to have done. So let me just read this to you, and then we can see what you think about it. Help me identify what me and my wife saw. We were up in northern Ontario at my wife's family's cottage when we went out on the paddleboards. We were getting close to this small island. We see this dog who looked like a chocolate lab, swimming probably about 15 to 20 feet away, just coming around the bend of the island. We started to paddle closer to see if it needed help, because we had no idea how a dog would have gotten out there. We see a boat coming and we figure it must be their dog, so we shouted to them saying, "Hey, we found your dog." That must have spooked the dog though, and at this point we were at 10 feet away max. Like if I stretched my arm, I could have hit him with the paddle at that point. So the dog, in one motion, turned to look at us, and that's when we saw it definitely wasn't a dog. It had a thicker head or face, and the ears were pretty small. Then it did this dive under the water. The front feet were paws, but the back feet were like flippers or webbed. It had a long tail with long hair that slapped the water very hard when it went under. Me and my wife, and the boat with the other people, just sat there for a second wondering what the F that was. About 30 to 45 seconds, we can't see this thing. It's still underwater. And then, it popped back up. So I started going toward it. I'm probably 20 feet away, and again I get about 10 feet away, and it dives under the water again. By this point, my wife just wanted to leave. She was scared, and wanted to go back because she's been up there for 20 years and never saw anything like that. I wanted to keep going, but I went back with her because she was just too freaked out. I tried to ask the other people if they saw that or what was that, but they didn't speak English. They were Asian, and I'm not sure what language they were speaking, so we couldn't communicate. But they were talking to us in their language. I'm assuming they were asking WTF as well. I have tried looking everywhere else. I can't find any animal like this. Beavers and otters don't get this big. It was the size of a large dog, bigger than a chocolate lab for sure. And the tail wasn't like a beaver either. I feel crazy. Anyone have any ideas? Now, in the comments, someone named Strange Spotting writes, "Sorry if I misinterpreted your description, but it sounds like a giant beaver. Not the species of beaver we know, but some kind of relic specimen of Castoroidus ohioensis, which I hope I pronounced correctly. Now that looks like this. It's an extinct species of giant beaver that would be about the same size as what he described. So the witness writes back, "Oh yes, that's it. 1000%. I just Googled it and sent my wife the picture. She normally doesn't put up with my BS, but she said for sure that's what it was." She kind of sounds a lot like some of the wives in the Dogman stories that some of you guys send me. Strange Spotting gives us this link here to check out. The cryptidarchives.fandom.com wiki. Now on that page we get this cute image of the creature standing up like Dogman and looking scary. Actually, it's kind of posing like Godzilla, don't you think? Here are some other images of what the creature is supposed to have looked like. Look at it compared to the size of a man and a normal beaver. So what do you think? Could this species of giant beaver, assumed to be extinct by science, actually be swimming in the waters of Ontario and annoying this poor guy's wife? Was it just a regular beaver that they exaggerated the size of? Was it a chocolate Labrador retriever with a big head? I don't know. I wasn't there, and the couple did not get any photos. What do you think you guys would have done if you were in this situation? Would your wife have let you chase it for a better look? Would your husband have let you? Or was the witness partially correct in the first place? Was this, in fact, as he originally thought, some kind of a canine? An oversized aquatic version of the Dogman? Well, let us know what you think in your comments, and we'll be interested to read them. Also, do you like us doing episodes like this when random monster-related stories come up in the media or social media? I'm just interested in the topic of strange and unknown animals, so I found this fascinating. If you agree, or if you think this is boring or whatever, please let me know, as I'm very curious what kind of episodes that you guys would like to be seeing. And now, let's cut to our old pal Bigfoot, who would like to thank a special someone. Adam Friday, he's the guy. He's so cool that we all cry. Please join me in thanking this episode's executive producer Adam Friday, who is a member of our PayPal club, which you can join too. Things have gotten really weird on YouTube for us, and a few other channels that YouTube has suddenly stopped allowing to get views. I don't really know what's happening, but we used to get 1,000 views an episode or more, and now sometimes we don't get 200 views. How is that possible if we have 15,000 subscribers? And with the shorts, we can put one out and it gets 100 views, then later in the day or sometimes days later, it suddenly gets 500 or 1,000 views in an hour. I mean, let's face it, this demonstrates that YouTube can get any of our videos a ton of views anytime it wants to, but it's turned the faucets off hard for us, starting last month. I understand that they want us doing shorts, but shorts don't pay enough for us to survive, and I can't survive or continue the channel unless they go back to allowing me a reasonable number of views. That's why we're much more dependent on our channel members and PayPal Club members for our daily bread, in a quite literal fashion. The link to our PayPal Club is in the description if you scroll down a little, and if you join, you get to see secret and uncensored episodes that YouTube would never allow me to show here. With more details about that, here's our international TV spokesmongrel, Henry Lee Dogman. Hank. Thanks, Biggie, and thanks to all of you for watching this far. If you liked it, please click like. If you'd like to see more of our work, please subscribe. And also click that bell icon if you'd like to be notified when we put out a new episode. To become an executive producer, you can donate to us through the thanks button under each of our videos, or through our paypal.me/PeterBernard209 page. To receive cool perks like secret uncensored Dogman episodes far too wild to ever run on this channel, you can become a YouTube channel member by clicking the join button, or join our PayPal subscribers club at peterbernard.com. Joining either at the $3 a month level or above gets you access to our over 25 hours of secret uncensored Dogman stories available nowhere else. Do you have a scary story about Dogman or some other kind of high strangeness that happened to you? Let us know by emailing us at scarystoriesnyc@gmail.com or by leaving us a voicemail message at 804-LA-SCARY. You may need to call back on that one. It cuts off after, I think, 3 minutes. And if you don't want to do any of that stuff, thank you for simply watching to the end. Good night, and have a scary tomorrow.
Come back for more scary stories.